Deep in the heart of the African continent, there is this unbelievable fish that literally possesses a superpower to defy death itself. When lakes and ponds completely dry up under the scorching, blazing sun, this fish doesn't just die like all the others. Instead, it completely disappears underground on an extraordinary survival mission. It hides inside a protective cocoon that it spins entirely out of its own bodily mucus, dropping into a super deep sleep that can literally last for years. It is called the African lungfish, and it packs real, fully functioning lungs to breathe straight out of the water, making it completely unlike any other fish on planet Earth. The African lungfish lives out in the marshy wetlands and seasonal rivers all across Central and Southern Africa. In some species, these guys can grow to be a massive 2 meters long, packing a long, cylindrical body that honestly looks way more like a snake than your typical fish. Their fins are super long and thin, almost like threads, which they literally use to walk along the bottom like a pair of primitive legs. This fish literally rocks 2 different breathing systems, normal gills just like any regular fish, plus a pair of actual fully developed lungs. While some fish only have a basic swim bladder, the lungfish's lung is on a whole different level, completely packed with tiny air sacs on the inside. This epic structure allows it to pump oxygen straight out of the open air, exactly like humans and mammals do. When the lake completely dries up, this fish starts digging a vertical tunnel straight into the wet mud before it hardens into solid rock. It digs using its mouth and its super strong fins, reaching depths that can go down 1/2 meter. Then, the fish curls itself up to form a tiny little chamber that perfectly fits its body, where it is going to spend those long, brutal years of drought. Right after that, it starts pumping out massive amounts of mucus straight from its skin, a super sticky fluid that its skin glands secrete like crazy. This mucus hits the muddy walls of the hole, dries up, and hardens into a tough, completely waterproof cocoon. By doing this, the fish totally cuts its body off from the bone-dry world outside. The fish leaves this incredibly tiny little air hole right at the top of the cocoon, no bigger than the tip of a pin. This tiny opening lets the fresh air pass straight down to its mouth so its lungs can do their thing. It just goes to show how insanely precise the engineering of this cocoon is. It is completely airtight, except for this one crucial lifeline that somehow never gets blocked up. Inside this crazy cocoon, the fish's metabolism completely plummets to less than 2% of its normal rate. If this fish usually needs 1,000 units of energy a day, it now gets by on less than 20. This insane slowdown stretches out the energy stored in its liver and muscles, making it last for years. The heart rate of this fish plummets to an unbelievable level, beating just one single time every few minutes. While a normal fish's heart pumps around 40 times a minute, here it slows down to less than 1 beat per minute. This insane slowdown slashes its need for oxygen, making the fish completely able to survive on a tiny amount of air without ever suffocating. The kidneys completely stop producing any urine at all during the drought. Under normal conditions, the kidneys filter the blood and flush out extra water along with waste. But right now, there is absolutely zero water to spare, so every single drop must be locked inside the body. This total shutdown is a straight-up rare physiological miracle in the entire animal kingdom. Instead of flushing out toxic nitrogenous waste as urine, the fish's body completely converts these toxins into a way less harmful substance called urea. This urea builds up in the fish's blood and tissues at absolutely insane concentrations that would straight up kill any normal animal. But the cells of this fish can totally handle that toxic overload thanks to a super specialized structure built right into their cell membranes. The African lungfish can literally lock up and store urea inside its body for up to 5 straight years without taking any damage at all. Inside its internal organs, especially the liver and muscles, there are these specialized proteins that bind to the urea molecules and completely isolate them from the rest of the cells. This epic mechanism allows it to survive brutal conditions that only a tiny handful of other creatures, like certain desert tortoises, could ever handle. The fish doesn't just stay completely knocked out during the entire drought. It actually wakes up halfway every few weeks just to rearrange its body position. It shifts around a tiny bit inside the cocoon to keep its skin from literally fusing to the inner walls, and then it just drops right back into that deep sleep mode. These regular little movements are absolutely crucial to keep its blood flowing and its tissues nice and flexible. When the rainy season finally hits and the lake fills back up with water, the cocoon starts to soften and gradually break apart. It absorbs the moisture from the surrounding mud and the water seeping in, turning that hardened mucus right back into a sticky, dissolving liquid. The fish senses this change instantly, and breaks out of its hiding spot after long years in the dark, looking exactly like it's just waking up from a super deep sleep. Within just a few hours of breaking out of its cocoon, the fish completely bounces back to its normal life. Its heart rate revs right back up, its kidneys immediately jump back to work, and it flushes out all that stored urea through its gills and the surrounding water. It also starts eating with an absolute vengeance to rapidly rebuild all the muscle mass it lost during those brutal years of drought. And just like that, the jaw-dropping survival cycle of this incredible creature comes full circle. With this flawless system, the lungfish survives the absolute harshest droughts on planet Earth, where no other fish could ever even come close to keeping up. Like, every single part of its body is meticulously engineered to endure the impossible, from its slime cocoon to its fully developed lungs, and from its slow-motion heart to its crazy ability to store pure toxins. It is a totally complete biological machine that leaves absolutely nothing to chance.